Why, hello, and welcome back to another episode of Voice of the Rings. I'm your host and guide, Zollin Ironshield. And today, I want to show you how to use the 140 Valor level boost, okay? So we're gonna use the boost. I got mine from the Ultimate Edition of the new Umbar pre-order expansion, all right? And I told you in the previous video where I covered that if you want to buy yourself the Ultimate Edition or the Collector's Edition of the new Umbar expansion, Corsairs of Umbar expansion that is coming out, I covered that in a video that I just put on the channel recently. But today we have Virtue XP from that, and we also have a Task Carryall from that, but we also, and more Virtue XP, but we're going to use this 140 boost, okay? So here we go. My goal today is to make this as quick and precise as I can for you. So when you have your Valor level boost, remember whoever you buy the expansion on or buy the Valor boost on, it will be bound to account, which means you can put it in your shared storage, right? If you go to any of your vault, go to your shared storage tab, put it in there, and whatever character you want to level up to 140, they can't be obviously low 140, it won't work. They have to be somewhere below 140, obviously. You need to go on that character and then take it out of your shared storage. If you bought it on your main character or a different character, or maybe you bought it directly on the character you want to level, then you're all set. All right, so the first thing is we're just going to right-click it, okay? So it's that simple. It's going to do a little opening thing. Boom. Now, all of these are mostly bound to this character, and it says bound to Zalinor. So what we want to do now is there's items for it. It gives you the War Steed, which is kind of nice. So it gives you a lot of the things you need to like succeed. It gives you some armor immediately. It gives you a lot of the core milestones you have to do leveling your character normally to 140, which is like getting your War Steed and at level 70-ish. It says minimum. And also like a bunch of titles for doing the Moria and things that you could normally not do unless you finish those questing areas. So that's what these all are. So basically what we're going to do first is we're going to start with the level Valor boost. And it says this will bring you instantly to level 140. When used, you will be teleported to Baal Arvrag in Karn Doom. Okay, that's the new area. Unfortunately, I actually want to be here because I wanted to be doing legendary items after, but that's okay. That's the area where you can do some instances and stuff. So we'll go ahead and just teleport here. So we're going to right click it and you'll see we have the magical tree. A ridiculous amount of things pop up on our screen. We get teleported. Don't freak out when that happens. We've been sent to this location. It's giving us all the UI things as I had a new character, telling us about stuff. You can read them if you'd like, if you're a newer player. I recommend you level a character to max level 1, at least normal, because half this fun of this game is that. Just a little side note, leveling is fantastic in LOTRO. It's a really fun experience with the story, but if you have alts, you could do other things. But there we go. So now that we've gotten here, we got a ridiculous amount of quests. I do recommend you go in here and any of the 5-minute quests that you accept them, and then go back up and click the thing up there and accept, and just get all of these because you may want to go back and do these. They're the intro quests to kind of tell you where you start. So normally you will get these intro quests as you level up. So like at level 65 you'll get a quest to, we need help in this place, or level 70 we need help in Rohan, or level 85 we need help in Gondor, the Western Gondor, that kind of thing. So that's what these all are, and you can see where they are and what quests they are. So I would recommend accepting them. And then the ones that don't have a timer, you can just wait. You see they're all introductions, but you can just leave them up there. They won't go away. But if you want to, and you want to just fill up your quest inventory, because I have plenty of quest inventory room, you can go in and just accept them all. That's really up to you, what you want to do with that. But that's the first thing you need to do right when you level up. You need to accept those 5-minute timered ones that are introductions. So now if you look here and we open up our quest, you'll see that most of these are introductions to areas, and their levels all way down all the way up to our max level 140 right now. Okay, now again, a little later after this video the max level will be 150, right? But the reason they gave us this for the expansion is so you can level up the class or whatever one. This is my Mariner, the new class, right? But let's not get too sidetracked with that, okay? Now there is a quest right here. This guy has
Chrono gave me a fame.
Angmar,
led me into the east.
Angmar Reborn, Chapter 1. I actually not have. I have not covered this very much, so I will. I will cover this. We'll do this in the LOTRO Tale series or the voiceover series or with the adventure in the future. All right, so at this point now, we have all this stuff. We have the skull key. They give us the skull key. This is for the Great Barrows. So just right-click it. Boop. It goes into your passive skills. And by the way, if you look right here at all this stuff, so it gave me the passive skill for the skull key. But if we go back up here when we just leveled up, you can see all the stuff it gave us. It gave us titles. It gave us 336,327,072,000 XP, 138. A lot for a total of this. Basically the max XP you need for the leveling up to 140. And you got a bunch of titles for completing a bunch of volumes. They just gave you ones that you have to complete, like I was explaining, right? Boom, boom, boom. They went through that, all the things you'll need pretty much. A bunch of other titles, and they gave you a bunch of passives and skills, right? As you leveled up, you gained 1 class trait point. You have gained another 86 class trait points. So they gave you a bunch of your class trait points you need for doing your trait tree. So as you can see now, I have 98 altogether, which is really good, but it's a brand new character, right? So they gave you most of them. I think you still have to earn a couple if you want extras. But and then they also gave me a ton of Destiny points because I get 200 Destiny points for every level. Everyone does. So I got 25,000 Destiny points, which are in your wallet right under perks you can use. So I've got a lot more of those now to use. But now that you know that, that's where you get see that information, that what it just gave us when we leveled up. Now we need to go in and we need to do traits of Valor and go ahead and click whatever you need to relearn. So War Steed, right click that, learn that. Your Seeker of Deep Places title, that's for finishing Moria, click that. We got our Valor Weapons pack and Valor Armor pack. That is going to be your legendary weapons, which we'll do in a minute, and your armor, okay? Also, here's your War Steed. I'm going to right click on the War Steed and say yes, and get that. Also VALAR Items pack, another items pack in a minute. We'll look at that. And it also gives you the ability of writing. Now, I already had writing because I had another pack, Juniorman pack that I have on my whole account that gives writing and some bonuses. So I already used that. So this is pretty much useless for this particular character. It is bound to account. So in theory, I could keep this for a different character and put it in my shared storage. But since I get the writing ability on every character because of that other thing I've purchased in the past, it's called the Journeyman Writing Pack. You can still get it in the LOTRO store. It's for the whole, it's account wide. I'm just going to drag it and just destroy it because I don't need it. But for you, you may want to save it and put it in your shared storage. Okay. So now that we've done that, the Duneiden Stone, this is an XP stone you get. I'm way past the minimum level of that, so I'm going to go ahead and just get rid of that as well. So now we are getting close to having done. It gives us some honey cakes for crafting, and it gives us a letter that if we click, it'll give us another quest. There's the letter that comes to your mail for level 75, like I told you, for a different quest. So you may want to keep that for later. But at this point now, we need to get back to Rivendell. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and use a mithril coin to swift travel back to Rivendell real quick. And we are going to work on putting our gear on. And then I'm going to quickly run through the legendary items, okay? I really don't want to make this video very long. I want it to be very precise and quick for you guys. So you're welcome to pause it if you need to work on something, right? And I'll keep trying to give you good step by step. So enhancement runes contains runes that can enhance your tracers engraved on legendary items. We'll need that in a second. But now let's talk about, so you can go through and do your tree at this point, right? Put points in your tree, whatever you're using. I'll probably test this later. I'm going to make some guide videos for the Mariner if you need that later on. So I will worry about that a little bit later, but you could go ahead and put your traits through right now if you want to pause it and do all your traits. That's whatever class you are. You could do that. And then you're going to need to worry about your virtues, your armor, and your legendary items. And then you'll be pretty much set and ready to go at that point, okay? This is with using the Valor boost. So they give you pretty much everything you need. So I'm going to go ahead and right-click the Valor Armor Pack now. So if you want to do that right now with me, you're going to get a bunch of armor. Go ahead and just start slotting it. You can see I have 32,000 health right now. Our stats are going to go way up when we put this on. And this is after the stat rebalance. So I'm going to go through and put all of those on. Now remember, when it comes to the jewelry and the rings, you're going to need to click C or your character, open it. If you don't have any already, it will put them both on there. But if you do, you'll have to go in and drag and drop the second one. For some reason, that's the case with the earrings and the rings. It'll always just replace the top one when you right click. So just a little side note. Same thing with the bracelets, okay? So make sure you get the right ones there. And then we got Hero's Earring. I'm gonna go ahead and use, let's see, these are all good. So I'm gonna use, I need Agility. So this is where you'll need to kind of choose because they gave us 3. So what are the best ones for us? All right. So what we need to do is Mariners use Might and Agility. Okay. That's like our really good, greatly increase your physical. Greatly. If it says greatly increase, that's what you want. They changed it from very important to, or whatever term. So that's Vitality, Agility. That one is Agility and Vitality. And this one is Vitality. They're all about the same. I'm going to go ahead. They're all Agility and Vitality. So I'm going to go with this one. Oh, excuse me. I don't have to choose. That bottom one was a trinket. So the other 2 are earrings. So just put them all on. Let's go ahead and see what that gear looks like. All right, that gear looks pretty darn awesome. Level 140. I believe it is armor probably from Gundabad because 140 is the max for Gundabad. You can also see we have some quests here to turn in because probably our other ones. So that's pretty awesome. So let's get these other pieces of gear out of the way so we don't get confused on what's new and what's not. All right. We also have our little XP shield, which does level with us to an extent, but I'm not going to use it right now. So we'll go ahead and actually just destroy that one for me. You don't always destroy your stuff. Make sure you want to get rid of it. Okay. I've been playing a long time and I have a lot of characters, so I know what I don't need. But don't be destroying anything else. All right, your legendary stuff. So now at this point, we want to do virtues real quick, okay? And then we're going to do legendary items. So we're going to go ahead and right-click this virtue thing right here, okay? And it's going to say the scroll. You can make this a little bigger with the A there. It says the scroll bestows the Virtue of Valor quest. Completing it will allow you to access your virtue token coffer, which you can use to improve your virtues. Basically, it's going to give you some stuff. So accept it and then go back up to the top there where it says ready, and it says, here we go, finish. Now it says, this is really important, guys, this part, okay? This is really important. You know where your virtues are? It's a little Gandalf button down there, okay? You can open the virtue, and it's the last one down here. You need to have stuff selected. So it says, important, make sure to select each virtue you wish to advance before using the virtue item. Open J panel, select tab, virtue traits, that kind of stuff. So what do we have to do real quick then? I would just do this in this order so you don't get mixed up. Use these little virtue XP things they gave you to kind of put, to put some points in. So to not get confused, for one, what virtues do you want to use for your class? You could just look this up on any site. I have a good one that I'm going to link in the description and show you right now. So here we go. All right. So this is a really good one. LOTRO, it's called HQ. They have not, it looks like, updated it for the Mariner yet. I mean, the Mariner's only been out for a few days, so I'm sure they're going to have to update that and figure that out. But you could also go to the LOTRO wiki, okay, to choose the ones. And I'm going to show you the best ones for the Mariner right now for this one. But basically, you're going to want to go on here. But if you're playing any other class, you're leveling up to 140, you can go to any of these. So let's say, example, the Burglar. All right, let's go ahead and go to the Burglar. And we want to see the best virtues, right, for the Burglar. So we can go down. I believe it is loading. 1 second. Let's let it load. All right. So anyway, choose what trait tree you're going to probably use. So let's say you're going to be the Red Burglar, which is kind of single target damage. You click this, and then you're going to go down here, and you're going to scroll down, and they tell you all the best places to find things, get things for normal level up. Of course, we have gear because of the Valor boost. But you can go down here, and you can see what they recommend for the trait tree and how many points you have, all that kind of stuff. But here we go. The virtues. They recommend for the Red Burglar these virtues, right? And you can see it's determination, confidence, wisdom, or excuse me, zeal. Or you guys see them up here, sorry. Valor, it's the ones they have picked up here. Now they have all of these maxed on this character, right? You want to have them all maxed. Let's go back real quick. So, real quick so we don't confuse you. When you left click their portrait, you're earning, okay? And you can see there's a blue earning thing. So this is 0. So I'm gonna use one of these little XPs, right click. There, it's now level 1. Now I'm actually gonna go through and do that on all of them with these little ones I have, okay? Make sure you're earning. All right. And then you're going to, once you have them earned, you can double left click on them, and that's the one that will be being used. Okay. Actually, you could right click on them as easier. Just right click on them. It puts them on there. So see, you can put on which ones you're using. Now, there's one thing, if you hover them, there's some numbers there, and it says the below is the passive bonus, and the one above it is what you actually mainly get. So the one on top you only get if you have it applied to one of those 5 slots. The one below you'll always get. So that's why you kind of want to max out all your virtues over time to the max level you can get them. All right. But in this case, since I know that my main stats are agility and might and vitality is always good to have, determination is going to be one I'm using for sure for my class. So I'm going to put it up there. And then crit is probably going to be good too, and finesse. I mean, confidence is honestly probably another good one that I'm going to want to be using on this class. This is me just guessing right now because I have not done a whole lot with this class yet. But since I know they're going to be a damage-based class, they're going to be doing things with might and agility, and the one little vitality. So physical mastery rating, finesse. I have a whole video on that. I don't want to go into that because it's going to get too confusing for you guys. So use the HQ thing down there to find your best virtues on their thing. Okay. Again, I could probably just follow what this Redline Burglar is doing, and it'll probably suit me well as a Mariner class. Okay. Because I will probably need similar stats because they use agility too, even though they don't use as much might. But agility and vitality will probably be fine for what I'm working with. Okay. So I'm also going to put a point into the other one. So they wanted Valor. All right. So I'm going to put a little bit of my stuff, my item there, right? I'm going to apply that one. And then the other two were Zeal, right? No. It was Loyalty and Wit. All right. And Wit gives us, yes, crit, finesse. Yes, that is actually what I want on this. So I'm going to go ahead and actually literally, that was a good example for a Mariner because these are probably good ones to be using for this class until I perfect what I think will be the best of the best. I'm going to have some more videos coming out on what are the best ones to use for classes later on. So there, now that we have those 5, okay? Now that we have those 5, we don't need to use any more of the little ones at this time. So make sure you're earning. You have your 5 selected. Okay, so we have our trait virtues selected on the tab. So now I'm going to say finish now with this quest, okay? What's going to happen is we're going to say you completed the Valor thing. Well, thank you. All right, and now we're earning. We're going to open up. All right, so now I misplaced it, but it was right there. It replaced the same item we just opened with a similar picture, but this is now the Valor Virtue Token Coffer. So at this point, remember, we're going to finish our traits here. So now that we have those, our virtues, not our traits. We're done with the traits. The virtues, go ahead and right-click this and open this up. Okay, it's going to open it, and it's going to give you these things right here. Now, we also have some extra from the Ultimate Pack, too, as well. And then we have a couple more of these little ones. So I'm going to go ahead and just use up the little ones, earning this loyalty. So I want to get it up to max here, okay? So you can see it every time it levels up, it does this little symbol, all right? So we're going to go ahead and right-click here. This one actually gives you an accelerator built in, these 4 that came with the Ultimate. So I'm going to put that at the bottom there. Basically, it's going to double whatever we put in. So let's go ahead and put in one of these extraordinary XP, 70,000 on the loyalty one that we're earning. So I'm going to right click it. Boom, it got it up to level 57. Now don't be afraid to put a little bit extra. It will automatically go into the next one, but you want it to be the ones you're using, which I think it'll automatically do. So there we go, it maxed out, started going to determination. You see how it went up 8 levels after this one maxed out? So now I'm going to left click on determination, make sure it's earning, and then I'm going to start putting points into this one. All right, boop, boop, and then it went into the next one on the list. See, confidence. It goes in order of whatever you have selected up there at the top. If you overput stuff into it, there we go. Now we're into the Valor one. If you notice, our stats are almost at 100,000. We have our armor and our virtues are going up here, right? All right, and then we want to get this one to max. All right, I'm just going to keep adding these in. All right, and that's maxed out. And now to finish up the last one that we're going to be using a lot will be Wit. All right, so I'm going to add in this Wit. All right. 50, boom, boom, and any excess will be put into a different one once I get there. There we go. So I'll put a little extra in this other one. So now our virtues are done, at least for going the red line tree for damage. You may want to have other ones later, and remember, those passive bonuses will go up on every single one. So the numbers you're seeing in the middle of the screen there, the ones in the middle, the finesse, crit rating, physical mastery, those 4 top ones, those only work if you have them picked as your 5 selected being used. The lower number that says passive bonus, that will work from every single virtue you have points in on this whole list. That'll always be added to your stats, those passives. Okay? Keep that in mind. There we go. So you're done with virtues. These extra ones, you could pump into other ones to get that extra passives up if you want. Or they're bound to your account. You can send them to a different character and use them on a different character. So for now, I'm going to save them. Okay? So we're done with that part. Good job. You guys still with me? Fantastic. Hopefully this is helping you out. All right. So we have enhancement runes. We're not going to worry about those for a minute. Weapons, we're going to open that in a second. And now VALAR Items. All right. So let's go ahead and open this VALAR Items pack. All right. This is going to give us a bunch of cool stuff. So this is actually one you may want to open to get here. I know I used a fast travel and a mithril coin, but it actually gives you a map to this very room to do your legendaries. So that kind of helps. It also gives you a bunch of other one-time use maps to a bunch of different locations, as well as they give you this, which is pretty cool in the ultimate thing. They gave you the universal toolkit, which you can buy in the LOTRO store sometimes, but it's very convenient. So I'm going to put that on my character. They also give you a bunch of rations. They give you all these bonuses and stuff in game. And they give you the Steed of the Citadel horse. They give you a horse. Cool. And some gold. 12 gold. Just so you have some gold to do stuff and respec and things. All right. And then what we're going to do now is at this point, you have your items. You can save these all for later or whatever. These maps, you know. I want to make sure you don't get confused with the maps versus what I'm going to open. So we'll keep that clean there. So now we're going to do the VALAR weapons. So this one's going to get a little confusing. So we're going to open this up. So it gives us 2 regular daggers. This is so as a mariner we can use a dagger. We could technically dual wield these, but we usually use an offhand dagger. So the mariner, I'm actually not exactly sure what their legendary item is. It's a pocket item. We'll find out right now because it's the first time I've played the mariner. So I'm also going to open this enhancement runes. So that's going to give us some extra enhancement runes. That's nice, but not really huge. That was just a little extra. But now we're going to do a legendary item box. Okay. So VALAR legendary item box level 140, level 140. They're exactly the same thing. So don't get confused. So we'll go ahead and we're just going to apply one of these daggers in the offhand there. Our stats went up a little more because of that. Get rid of this old dagger. And then a legendary item box. We're going to wait on the legendary item box. We're only going to open one right now. Okay. So now here's what we're going to do. I'm going to open this box and I'm going to run you through doing legendary items. I have 2 or 3 other videos on legendary items that go into way more detail, but I'm going to run you through this as quick as I can and as precise as I can in a fast manner, okay, to finish this video up. So we're going to right click this and open it up. A bunch of stuff's going to come on this screen. Don't freak out. This is a little bit overwhelming with the legendary valor boost. All right. So we got word of craft, word of craft, word of craft. So normally, find the one that says your legendary item box, which is this one. I'm going to right click it. Now, this is where we're going to choose our cutlass. All right. So it's a mariner, a sack. Okay. So that's your secondary legendary item. So I'm going to go ahead and choose the sack. Okay. So I mean, the cutlass, we're just going to do the cutlass right now. All right. And the reason they give you an extra legendary item box before you open the other level 140 is so that you can choose your legendary bridle for your horse. Okay. Whether you have a heavy, medium, or light mount. Okay. But we're not going to open those yet because it'll get confusing. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and apply this where this other sword was. All right. We'll do that. So now that we have this legendary sword on there, that's good. That's one part. I am going to go ahead and open up the other legendary item box for the 140 though, to get my bag for now. All right. So we're going to apply the bag there. Good. So now you're going to want to walk up to this nice elven lady here and go to, you do not have to reforge it because it's at level 140. If you had if you were buying newer items from her and you had leveled up, bartered directly, you'd have to upgrade. So I have an entire video on doing it yourself, like upgrading. I just made that video a few weeks ago without using a Valor pack. Okay, so there's going to be some skip steps from doing it normal. So you may want to go watch that other fast video I have on it. But this is just the Valor pack setup. So now that we have those two pretty much set up, we want to go through and get our heralds. Okay, so in fact, I'm going to go ahead and open the other 140 boost pack. It's going to give us a bunch more boxes. But right now what we want to do is find the herald ones and do them first. So take your legendary item, left click, drag, and drop it on this little fire essence thing under the boots, okay? It's going to bring this up, all right? And then you'll be able to do this too and switch between the two legendary items. But we want to start with doing the heraldry, okay? So I'm going to find the herald one. This legendary item box I'm going to wait on to do later. So level 140, heraldry, I'm going to click it. So again, my character wants vitality and might, okay? Greatly increases your physical mastery rating, and it says greatly increases your physical mastery rating. And then a vitality is just kind of normal. So the other ones have normal information. So if it says greatly, that's good. Again, they do seem to like their agility. The way they gave us the armor has mostly vitality and agility on it. So they're going to be more agility-based class, I feel still. But let's see what we got here to use. We have agility and might. So I'll probably go for the agility one. Agility, vitality, physical mastery rating. The Sparrow, that looks pretty good. I think I'm going to probably use the Sparrow. This is physical mastery rating. So the Sparrow gives us a lot more vitality and 320 of the other one, where the Serpent gives us a little less vitality and a little more agility. So I think what I'll do is I'll go ahead and do the Sparrow. So I'm going to select the Sparrow. And now all you're going to do is you're going to drag and drop it on the herald spot. Okay, with this thing open. Boop. And say yes. There you go. Our stats went up a little bit. And you can also grab this and drag this to open it bigger. So you can kind of see all the slots. Okay. So that one's done. But now, let's find our other heraldry. All right. Heraldries are ones that you can have the same. There's a couple you can have the same. The ones you can't have the same are the Word of Mastery. Okay. So I will show you that right now. So again, herald, I'm going to do another Sparrow. All right. Boop. And I'm going to switch to the bag. So I'm going to drag and drop the bag on the thing. So now we're on the bag one. And I'm going to drag and drop that there. Boop. Okay, so now there we go. We got our stats. Look, we're at 100,000 HP now, though. That's good. So now we're going to do the Words of Power. Now, the Words of Power, I believe, also cannot be duplicated on both legendaries. What does that mean? Don't get confused with this one. Whatever ability they give you, you can't have it on both legendaries. So it won't let you put it on the same legendary twice. So if you let me just show you an example. All right, let's define a Word of Power. Okay, so here's a Word of Power. So these all have special abilities. Like, for example, single target damage is increased 18%. You can only have one on both legendaries. Okay, does everyone get that? So if you use your Word of Power things and you get 2 single targets, it will not let you put double on one weapon, and it also will not let you put one on this legendary and one on the other legendary. All right, so keep that in mind. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put this on my bag, single target. All right, boom. So now I can do 2 more of those. And again, remember, if we go to our sword, back to our sword, or our cutlass, I should say, we can do 2 of them. So combined 5, we get 5 to choose of these Word of Power. Okay, so I'm going to find my other, these are Words of Craft. Let's find our other Words of Power here, wherever they put them. There we go, Word of Power, right click. So we have single target. Now I want area of effect damage. I'm also going to do that one because I believe I'm going to do actually ranged attack. Increases my ranged attack. That's also going to go on my buckle here, on my little bag. All right. So this is kind of, you need to know the class at this point for these ones. Again, I'll have guide videos on a lot of this too. You can check out on the channel. Another Word of Power. Damage over time. I know I do have some bleeds as the Mariner, but I'm not sure that will be enough to be worth it at this point until I do my more specking. So skill induction, base morale increase. 1% increased morale and 200 more vitality. That's not a terrible thing to add on to your character if you want to do that. I think I'm going to do... We have range. I think I'm going to do the area of effect damage because it gives me physical stuff too. And I do have a couple AoE abilities, even a lot of it's single target. It really depends on what stance you're in. So you may need to buy another legendary item and have one for a different trait tree later. Okay? But you don't need to think about that right. Just think about what trait tree you're using right now. So since I'm using the red line probably, it's going to be a lot of single target damage. I know I'm probably going to have a couple AoE effects, but most of it's going to be single target. So I'm not sure the area effect one's going to help me too much right now. Skill inductions is always kind of nice too, but that's better for casters and mages. Area effect target count, that's also good, but I'm not really worried about that. I'm going to go with the base morale increase, okay? And if you'll see, my morale just went up another like 6,000 health. Cool. All right, so there we go. And then I need to do the word of powers on the sword. So I'm going to switch back to the sword and get 2 of them, okay? So find the other word of powers here. Word of craft, word of power. All right. I want incoming healing could be good. Evade. It's good to be able to evade and parry because evasion is so high because I might actually go with evade. Yeah, I'm going to go with evade. Now this might have been better to put on the belt, but it's really up to you how you want to mix the 2 items, because you might want a 3rd legendary item to switch out one of them. But you have to remember, you can't double up on the words of mastery and the word of power tracers. Okay, so that's really, really important to remember while you're doing this. Okay, I'm trying to do this slowly and talk about it methodically for you guys, because this is can be a little bit confusing, and I totally understand. And you're welcome to leave comments. I can try to answer questions, of course. But hopefully this is helping you out, because I know when this first came out for me 2 years ago, I was so freaking confused. It's not really super well explained. So that's why I'm here. All right, incoming tactical. So again, we have the evade, so I guess I'll go with the parry chance increase too. All right, boom. So we're set up. So with those, so now I just need to do our words of mastery and our word of craft. We'll do the word of craft first. So word of crafts are, you can look through them, but basically some of them give you like bonuses if you have 2 of a kind or 4 of a kind. So if you want the bonuses, find the one that you like for bonuses, all right? And if you don't want bonuses, don't worry about it. So again, this one has incoming healing as bonuses if you use all of those. Tactical damage, this one has healing for healers. This one's just physical mastery rating, which might be the one we use. All right. This one does lightning damage and crit, light type damage, frost type damage, fire. So for us, as a melee stabby stab sword fencing class, we're going to go with just empowered blades for all 4. It's very simple. But if you wanted to, if you were a healer, you might want to get all 4 of those healing ones, and it could be the same one for word of craft on both legendary weapons. And you have to have them because there's only 2 and 2. So then having 2 and 2 gives you the set of 2 upgrade and the set of 4. Because again, if you look at these and hover them, they have little bonuses when you hit 2 and 4 of them. But I'm just going to get all empowered blade. Okay. So word of craft, empowered blades, and then wait for the little cooldown so you don't misclick, and empowered blades. So now I'm going to drag and drop this and bloop, and this is going to increase my physical mastery rating. All right, which is really, really good. And then I'm going to switch over to my other item, right, with the drag and drop onto that. There's also a shift command you can do, but I just like to drag and drop it. It's faster for me. It's really up to you. All those shift commands I end up forgetting anyway, so there we go. So, all right, word of mastery. So now this is what word of masteries have to do with your class and what abilities you're using. So this is where you may want to think about how you set this up. So I'm going to get the duelist tracers because I'm going to go redline with these particular legendaries. You might have to get other ones later on. So, and then if I click this one, That's another word of craft if you need extras. I don't right now, but they give you basically some other ones. And another mastery one. So let's say I wanted one for the shanty or the rover. I'm going to save that because I'll set that up in the future. That's if you want to set up for another legendary too. Another word of craft. Again, they have it in mind that you may want to have one other legendary that you buy, right? Because you could also use this legendary item to make another sword or another thing that you could switch out, right? And do that. Make sure you don't double up on the ones I told you not to double up on, but you could have a different setup for the blue line trait tree or the red line trait tree, right? The trait trees, these I'm talking about. You good? You good? Are you with me still? Okay. But you could also just get your bridal or just buy a legendary from her because you'll probably have a lot of stuff at that point. Okay. So at this point, and also they give you some shattered Gundabad tracers. These allow you to go to your whatever your location is for your new your class, and like I think that's the mariner right there. That's the captain. But find your spot and you can trade. That's what these are for. So hang on to those for later. The last thing we'll need to do, Valor word, and then we have another Valor word too for another legendary item. So just hang on to those other ones for later. We're just going to need to keep these things, and I need to talk about these real quick, and we're going to be done. You'll be set up, okay? So let's go ahead and open the Duelist Tracer set. It's going to give us a bunch of these things. Whoop, okay? So this is, they should all be separately named. Swordplay, all the different abilities, okay? You can go ahead and just place all of these on whichever one. So I'm going to place these on to this particular, the blue ones onto this. Now you could pick and choose, but remember, you just can't double up on these on either legendary. It has to be one individual single one on both legendaries. So again, I can fit 2 more on this one and boom. Okay, so this one has everything on it. So now again, I'm going to open my character, drag and drop the cutlass, and then fit the rest of these on here. But now here's a little interesting thing. We have a couple extra slots here, right, to use. So that's pretty much everything for the red line. So I could really use 2 more, okay? So I'm going to find my class thing real quick. The Mariner, what does the Mariner one look like now? Is that Burglar? Do they have a Mariner one? There it is. They just haven't put the icon on yet. All right, there's the Mariner one up there. You can see the name. You can always click N and turn on floating names to find your thing faster if you need that. So you can go through the searching thing here. I have a whole video on how to do this, but I'm going to go to my max level here of the best ones, and I want to go to, again, find your the duelist. Okay, so the highest one, the duelist. I just got all of these, right, the better level ones for the duelist. So I'm actually going to go to the rover. Okay, I'm going to see one here that I might want. The pot skill cooldown. I really like the bola. Is there one that upgrades the bola? Let's see here. So you want the higher level ones. You can get the highest level. It goes from the yellow to the blue. Yeah, yellow, blue. Actually, yellow, purple, blue, and gold, like goldish orange. Those are the levels of quality. And see, they thought about it. I can choose my last 2 with these shattered Gundabad ones as blue ones, okay? So, Thrum of the Sea cooldown. Alright, so this depends on what we want to use here. I haven't really played the class very much. Oh, throw target resistance. Alright. Throne skills. I'm assuming this thrown bola is one of those. So I'm going to go ahead and take that. Make it easier for me to hit things. Juggler, okay. And let's see. Pot skill cooldown. Physical mastery rating. Okay, you know what? I'll just go with that one. Alright, so sweet. Now we know. And I can drag and drop these last 2 here. And they will work because... Oh, unique essence is already slotted in the item. Oops, I did a silly. Did I already have the pot one in here? I don't see it on this one, but what do you bet? Look at, if I go to the other one, is one of these a pot cooldown? Free pot. Yep, there it is. Except this one is the one I just got is actually better. That's fire pot. Pot skills. Alright, this is one of those set things you have to make sure. Throne skill resistance. Finesse. Huh. Oh, there it is. Pot skill cooldown. Oh, this one's better, though. This one's a purple one, 4.5, and this one's a 5-second cooldown. In fact, I might replace it. It says the existing will be destroyed, but it's better. So, see, it was the same one, but one was a higher level and a lower level. You have to think about that. But that's okay, because I'm going to upgrade it to the better one. But now I still need one more. So I need to go back in here. And I need to go to, like, the shanty collar. Wind cooldowns. Star Dance Defense. Shanty Healing. Oh, they got some healing abilities. Alright, let's see the wind skill. I think I'm going to try to see if that one will work. There we go. That one works. There we go. So now we're all set. So now they're all full. So the last thing you have to think about are these little things here, okay? And you'll be set building you'll be done with your Valor stuff. Level up. This is really important, this last thing to know. Each of these have a minimum level it increases. It's not talking about the level of your character. If you look over at the legendary item thing, you see how where it says on this on the right side there, level with an L, 450 right now to 495. Okay, that's what you got to keep in mind. So we want to bump that up where it's 495 out of 495, the max level for your tracer. Okay, not to get confused with the level of your legendary or your character. I know that can get a little confusing. So if you hover these, it'll say it enhances up to 460. This one enhances up to 480, and this one enhances up to 490. Now here's what's so important with these guys, okay? And they all say minimum level is 131 for these, so they're all for the right level of tracers and legendary item I'm at. You need to use these first. Okay, so what I mean is if I drag and drop these blue ones on here, okay, it's going to say, do you want to use them? Yes. It's going to say use 40. You only have 100 of these blue ones. It can enhance the lower levels too. You'll be wasting the bottom 30. Why do I say that? So exit, I'm not going to use them. This one will move it up to 60 first. This will do the first 10. So I'm going to drop this and do 10. That's going to move it up to 460. Now watch what happens if I drop the blue ones on, and I was going to do that. Now it's only 30 you need, right? But this one can enhance it up to 480. So I'm going to drop this on and do the last 20, the next 20. Then if I show you the blue ones again, look, now you only need 10, right? Do you see how you could have wasted some of them? Okay. So make sure you do it in the right order. Make sure you use these orange ones first to enhance all of them up 10 levels. Then use the purple on once you get them 460 to get them up to 480. And then use the blue one to do that last 10 levels up to 490. You'll have to earn a newer, higher level one in doing instances or whatever to get it that last 5 levels. But again, they're pretty much max at this point anyway. So you're pretty much set up and ready to go. But I'm going to do the rest myself. I'll put these in. That's all I'm going to do with you guys today. I hope that helped you out setting up your legendary items and doing the Valor boost. I know it's a lot. That's why I'm making these videos, because I feel like it's important for my subscribers and for my friends here who are newer players or people who are just coming back after a long time and you don't know how the legendary system works, or you want to do a Valor boost and you need help doing it in the right order and what you're doing. So there's all the steps, my friends. Have a great, wonderful day in Middle-earth. Thank you to my Patreons for their support. If you guys want to support in any way like that down there. But you know a way you can support is that subscribe button right there, over there. It's free. I appreciate the support. Welcome to the community of Voice of the Rings if you want to join our family. And next episode will be up there. And over there is a LOTRO tale where I do voiceovers in Lord of the Rings Online. A little bit more of my entertainment playlist than this guide playlist. So, but I hope this helped again, my friends. Have a great and wonderful day in Middle-earth, and I'll see you all in the next episodes of Voice of the Rings. Baruch Hazad, Kuzad, I menu. Stay happy. See ya.